The Roman Empire is flourishing. News of the famous arena games are reaching every corner of the globe. But this renown may be having some undesired effects, as it has attracted the attention of some unusual parties.
Legendary cities from the far reaches of the earth, each thought to have been lost forever, are sending emissaries to Rome. These are not ordinary cities.
Each represent an advanced civilization with warrior types, skills, and tactics unknown to the Empire. How these cities and cultures exist remains a mystery, one the Empire intends to uncover.
In order to study and determine the threat level of these potential adversaries, the Roman Empire reacts quickly. Each of the emissaries have been sent home with a challenge in hand that will take place in the arena. And it reads,
Gather your elite, your best champions and fighters, set your strategists to work, and join us.
Battle in the arena and prove to the world you are worth its notice.
3 cities have responded.
Hello everybody, Tim Norris here, aka GreyElephant, coming to you from GreyElephant Gaming. Today we're going to be taking a look at Hoplomachus. This is brought to us by Chip Theory Games, plays 1 to 3 players in an hour to an hour and a half. Why don't we take a look at the components, and then we're going to come back here and quickly give you our thoughts.
100 health chips, 8 combat dice, 3 crowd favor counters, 2 regular dice, and 1 flippity flip coin. 3 chip bags, cards which give an explanation of your city and or beast or criminals. 12 crowd favor rewards. 6 bosses, 4 beasts, 4 criminals. Each of the 3 cities represented by 1 champion, 10 gladiators, and 4 tactics each. The arena.
I love how the chips have the information of the character right on them, so you're not having to reference a card that is separate from the character that you're moving on the board. In addition, the board is a mat, which works really well for rolling dice.
Component-wise, I'm actually pretty impressed by this game. I love how the chips actually have all the information. You don't have to stare across the board and be like, hey, how much health does your guy have left on his card? You can see the chips right underneath the main chip or the gladiator. So I really do enjoy the components of this game. The chip system in this game, that's pretty unique. I don't really think I know of any other games that use the chip system like this one does and uses it as well as this one does.
I usually play with El Dorado. They're more of a straightforward city to use because they just attack, attack, attack. The other cities have abilities to pull or throw either each other or their opponents.
I like how each city has its own little unique ability that they come in. Atlantis can pull characters, Xanadu hurls them away, and El Dorado is just all about like, ah! And, you know, hurting everybody. So what I do like, though, is that everything, you know, that my opponent has, I have, with the exception of a couple of gladiators and the champion. So I know that if I could take out them 2 special gladiators, I'm going to have an advantage in this game.
In order to get crowd favor early in the game, you have to stay on stones that are in the middle of the arena. I normally don't go for this right away, because if I do, my opponent just throws me or pulls me off of the stones. But what's great is, they get the crowd favor, I get these white chips. These chips really balance out the game. They keep my opponent from running away because of the crowd favor. I get to use a tactic, and at the end of the game, I have more chips overall.
I like the balance of this game too, because even though if it seems like my opponent is starting to run away in crowd favor, I'm the one who's going to be getting these tactic chips. These become really valuable towards the end of the game, and the reason is because if I can't fill my prep area with chips in front of me, my champion is going to start taking damage. 2 damage for every missing chip. So these are huge towards the end of the game.
If you or your opponent tends to forget to keep track of the crowd favor, just remind yourself by going,
I really get into this game when I'm playing it because I actually do envision that I'm in this arena and I got all these people around me and they're cheering me on, and either I'm standing in the middle of the arena and I'm, you know, chest all out, you know, waiting for people to come to me and the crowd's like, ah.
That's right, look at me.
Or I'm running up and, you know, and I'm slicing down my opponents and they're all, ah, and they're all going nuts and I'm gaining all this favor.
If you enjoy war games, if you enjoy strategy games, I would definitely give this game a look.
If I had to make comparisons of this game to other games, I would say it's a mesh between Heroescape, Dungeon Command, and Summoner Wars, probably tied into one. And the reason is because you're bringing your gladiators, you're putting them on the board, a la Summoner Wars, a la Dungeon Command. However, you do have the hex-based system that is very similar to Heroescape. In Heroescape, a lot of times you still have the squads and they would duke it out, but the fun was not just the squads, but the heroes and their abilities. That's what this board is full of, is a bunch of heroes and their abilities going at it for an entire game.
One comparison I make with this game, which might seem a little odd, is it's like HeroScape and Hive put together. I love HeroScape and I really enjoy Hive. This game is perfect because it takes the skirmish atmosphere of HeroScape and adds more strategy to it.
Well, I have played solo, I have played co-op, and I've played player versus player. I would definitely rank them player versus player first, solo second, and co-op third. The player versus player aspect of this game is strong, and it's a lot of fun. The solo does not feel tacked on in the slightest. I've enjoyed the solo variant of this game an awful lot, and I've probably played close to 15 games by myself. I am not very good with any of the cities, with the exception of El Dorado, but I am getting better with Xanadu.
This is Carmen with GreyElephant Gaming. Bye!
Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and the point of this review is to give our opinions quick and to the point. Now, if you want to learn how to play this game, by all means, go check out the GreyElephant How to Play. I'm going to be doing 3 separate videos. I will do a player versus player, a player versus the board, and also co-op. So look for those to be coming up shortly as well. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.